I'm Susie, the Mexican Jewish cook, and I'm here today to show you how to make delicious tamales that are kosher. So for our ingredients, we have what's called masa harina for tamales. Then we have 2 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 cup of schmaltz or chicken fat. Or if you don't want to use this, you can use a vegetable shortening. We have the chicken, which is the stuffing for our tamales, which is chicken breast shredded from my chicken soup. And I made a salsa verde or a green sauce, and I cooked it inside that green sauce. And here we have 6 cups of the chicken broth from the same chicken soup that I made for the chicken stuffing. We have the corn husks to wrap our tamales in, and I have aluminum squares to make sure that none of the liquid or water that we're going to cook it in gets into the tamales. And here's our steamer, and we're going to make it in there. So this flour that I use for making the tamales comes in this package. It's called maseca, and it is kosher. Now I'm going to start to put everything together, and with my wooden spoon I'm going to add salt and the baking powder, and now I'm going to slowly add the broth to my flour. And I wanted to tell you something, that I've always had this big fear of making tamales on my own, and just lately I conquered that fear and just jumped right in, and lo and behold, I have been a success. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that your chicken broth is warm, okay? There we go. I'm going to mix it up. And by the way, the corn flour is very, very easy to deal with. And also for the filling that I'm going to use today, the green salsa, you can find the recipe on my blog at mexicanjewish.wordpress.com. So I've mixed my salt and my baking powder and my chicken broth inside the corn flour, the masa harina, and now I'm going to add my schmaltz or chicken fat. And that gives it an amazing flavor. So I have now mixed my schmaltz in with my masa, my flour mixture, and I'm going to let it rest for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it will be ready for stuffing the corn husks and putting them on the fire. So as you can see, I have put an apron on because this is going to get really messy. One thing I want to say about the corn husks, you buy them dry, and what you do is that you soak them for about an hour, and when you start making the tamales, you don't want them so you let them drain for about half an hour. I have a cup of water here so that I dampen my hands, so when I go to press down the corn flour mixture, my hands are damp and it won't stick, and I can easily just spread it out on the corn husk, as you can see. So I put on between 2 and 3 tablespoons of the flour of the prepared mixture onto my corn husk, depending on the size of my corn husk. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the filling, which is the chicken, there we go, like that. And I'm going to wrap it up. So this is going to be a very little mini tamale, which actually is what I want. I don't want them too big and crazy size. And I'm going to go ahead and take my aluminum square, and I'm going to wrap it up, give it a few turns like this, go up the edge, roll it up the other edge, and I have placed a little piece of aluminum foil, like a little ball, in the middle of my steamer. And I'm going to go ahead and lean my tamale on there like this. You can just lean it. And I'm going to make sort of like a teepee out of my tamales, and I will start steaming them as soon as my pot is full. So I have now finished stuffing and wrapping my corn husks. They're in the foil. I formed somewhat of a teepee in each of these pots. I have about 14 tamales here and about 12 here. So I got 26 tamales of like medium and small size. And I'm gonna put them now up to steam for 3 hours. The thing to be really careful about is to continuously put water at the bottom of your pot on the sides so that it never runs out of steam, literally. Just remember to keep the tamales always at a medium flame, not too high, not too low, a medium flame. So my tamales have been cooking for about an hour and a half now, so we're at the halfway point. I'm gonna make sure that they're good and steamy, and I'm gonna add more water now. See that nice steam? I have a little empty spot right here, and I just fill it right up with water. So our tamales are ready now. So I have let them cool down, and I'm gonna open one up and I'm gonna give it a try. And this is what it looks like. That is a beautiful tamale. And now, take this off. And here we go. If you see those little ridges, you get those ridges from putting it on the ridgy side of the corn husk. It has a ridge side, and that is a very authentic looking tamale. So making tamales might seem a little intimidating, but I conquered my fears, and you should conquer yours. Delve right in. It's a little time consuming, but it is well worth it. And you're gonna make your guests very happy, let alone your family. So for any recipes, including my tamale recipe, please go to mexicanjewish.wordpress.com, and happy eating.